Welcome back. This is Medidoc Health Show and we're glad you're watching. If you want to talk to us or ask a question, all you need to do is call 0731 369963, or you can visit us at College House along Koinange Street opposite University of Nairobi. We are on a second floor. Come and let's talk about these diseases because we must look for a solution to this. All right, before we went on a short break, we were talking about lifestyle diseases, and we mentioned about cardiovascular disease and high blood pressure or hypertension. And right about now, I want us to continue with the same, because I believe there are so many lifestyle diseases that we have to deal with. Maybe Dr. you can talk to us about any other disease caused by our lifestyle.
Heart attack is a damage or loss of function of an area of the heart muscle. So our heart is actually a very strong muscle because of its big role in pumping the blood. So when there is a clot, because the heart itself, it has arteries that supply blood to its own muscles. Okay, so when you have a clot in one of those arteries, blocking the flow of blood into the heart, so that part, or that particular part of the heart, when it starts losing functionality, so slowly what it happens, it sort of starts when the flow of blood is reduced, so the functionality dies away, and that's how heart attack comes about. And it's a very lethal or a very serious condition, because it actually kills within a very short period of time. Okay, so now we should actually look at some of those symptoms that would tell that someone has a heart attack. So when you have a heart attack, you may not be able to help yourself, but you should actually raise an alarm or tell someone who is close to you, hey, please rush me to the nearest health facility. So some of these things, like you have a chest pressure or squeezing, a lot of pain on this particular, so nothing has hit you, but that squeezing pain. Okay, so that is one indicator that it is a sign of heart attack. Okay, then you have a lot of nausea, sweating, feeling as if you want to faint. Okay, that feeling. So it is also an indicator of maybe heart attack that is underway. Okay, then you start falling short of breath. You are like you're panting. Okay, it is also an indicator. So people should be made aware of some of these symptoms, and it happens within a very short span of time. So
all these things are going to happen at once, or is it going to happen gradually?
They can happen at once. Yeah, actually, the span is between 1 minute to 10 minutes. So it's a very short period of time. Yeah. So even if you have a person maybe who is a trained first aider, as they are trying to help you, an ambulance should be coming, or the nearest motor vehicle rushing to the nearest health facility.
And now let's say you are alone. There is no one you can call at that particular moment. What can you do to be able to last longer before the heart attack actually happens?
If you have had a history of the cardiovascular issues, and maybe you're not adherent to the medications you've been taking, so your risk of getting heart attack is actually high. Okay, and those people who attend clinics, I think their doctors, they try to educate them on which are some of these signs. Okay, which are some of these signs, and so in case you start feeling dizziness, as if that nausea, if you have that condition, most people, they'll actually call very fast. Yes. Or actually you leave your house, ask for, because you won't be able to help yourself, even if you do what you call the CPR.
How about, I've heard people say that you should breathe faster or slowly. I don't know. You should start breathing, doing breathing exercises. Is that?
Yes, you can, but not follow. So you'll do that as you look for help, because it won't last you for long. Yes. So we have talked of that is heart attack. Then we go to.
Before we go to the next disease caused by lifestyle, there's another pain that someone feels around the chest, or rather around the heart. Is that a muscle pull, or is it a symptoms or a sign of a heart attack?
Well, I'm not a specialist in that area,
Okay.
but there are various pains that will actually come around this area. We have angina pectoris. We have some other pains that will actually emanate from the backbone or from the central nervous system. Okay, so I think it requires an expert in that area. Then they will be able to tell this pain is coming from this place, this pain is coming from this place, and because this place has so many organs in now.
Okay, all right. Now we can go on to the next lifestyle disease.
Okay. So as we wind up on the cardiovascular diseases, there is a disease that is called stroke. Okay, stroke, the same definition that goes to heart attack. The way we've said that reduced blood flow to the heart muscles. Now there is reduced blood flow to the brain. Okay, so now the stroke can be caused by two things. When blood flow is reduced to that particular point, that particular area of the brain, it loses functionality, or the capillary burst, or a burst vessel. The vessel that's taking blood to the brain, again, when it bursts, blood will not flow to that particular region of the brain. So again, losing functionality. And actually, stroke touches either this hemisphere or this other hemisphere. So if it is on the right side, or the right side becomes affected, which is most likely, I think the most common cases I've seen, they are usually on the right. Yeah, I'm not saying that they don't happen on the left.
All right. Maybe you just mentioned some other lifestyle diseases that are affecting us, just mentioning that without going into details.
Well, of course, we know diabetes is there. It's a very common lifestyle disease.
Right.
We have type 1, type 2. Then we have cancer. Though a lot of research is going on cancer. Yeah, though we know some exposures will actually expose us will increase our risk of getting cancer. Yeah. Then we have other diseases like gout. Most likely it affects wazee, wale wanyama choma na pombe.
That's true.
Yeah, and so that is it's something that they can be able to modify.
Okay.
Then we have obesity.
And is it a disease really? Talk to us about that just a bit.
Yeah, obesity is a very serious disease, and because we have the cutoff points, the BMI. So when you're above 25, you're overweight. You still it's still manageable. When you get to 30, you get to obesity class 1.
Wow.
You get obesity class 2. There are those who are above 40. You're at obesity class 3.
Wow.
Okay, so for a person, if you've ever encountered a morbid obese person, they have difficulties in breathing. Okay, difficulties in breathing. For those who have had a chance maybe to interact with morbid obese people, they'll tell you they have difficult problems getting sleep.
That's true.
Yeah, and if they sleep, they snore
All night.
the whole night.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is, and it comes in slowly, and we are living in a society where when you start adding weight, people are like, "Are you doing?"
That's true. That's true. And most especially men, when a man is adding weight, he's doing well. When a woman is adding weight, you're not taking care of yourself. You are not taking care of yourself. So,
Yeah, and subsequently, if you do a serious follow-up, you'll see some of these cardiovascular diseases, they are killing more men than women. Because tell a man to go to the gym,
you don't have time. It's time to look for money. Okay.
Yeah. So especially I would like to urge to my colleagues, the male fraternity. It's the high time you take care of yourself, take care of your health. It's not your wife's business to to ensure you lose weight. Because it's actually unfortunate. We are really working hard, getting money, but by the time you get at your 50, hypertension takes you away because you didn't take care of yourself.
That's true.
Yeah. So obesity is a big problem.
All right. And people think when you're slim, you cannot be obese. But as I was doing my research, I found out that I can be this size and I'm still very obese. Talk to us about that.
Obesity, it's about, we have fat deposition, that's adiposity. Then it is actually associated with what we call cholesterol.
Right.
So cholesterol, we have two types of cholesterol. Rather, we are called triglycerides. So now this cholesterol, we have the HDL, the high density lipoprotein. This is the good cholesterol. Then we have the LDL, the low density lipoprotein. Okay. Now you might find a person is overweight, but they have low LDL. So they have, the bad cholesterol is low, but the good cholesterol is high. So that person is safe. You might find a lean person with very high LDL, the bad cholesterol. So you are lean, but your bad cholesterol is high.
Right.
The good cholesterol is low. So your risk of getting these diseases, they are actually high as compared to this overweight person. Let me give an example. The weight is not a good, it's not the only indicator of obese, overweight, or being underweight. For instance, let's take example of rugby players. Those guys, they are 130, 110, 120.
That's true.
If they are not that tall, would you say those guys are obese? Because if you were to do the computation of the BMI, it will be above 40.
That's true.
But that person is not obese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the right cholesterol
Yes.
is high and the bad cholesterol is low.
Is low, then they have a lot of muscle mass as compared to the fat.
Wow.
Okay. So when you look at weight, like the only indicator, it will actually make you get into a wrong conclusion. I'm not opposed to those people who actually take the weights on the streets. But you know, they are like eating BMI, then you're told you are good. I would like to say that is not right. Please, let's go to the professions, go to our public hospitals, it is free. Get the right advice.
Okay.
Then, yeah.
All right, we are going to be talking about obesity in details. But before we wind up, I want you to talk to us about what are some of the preventions of the lifestyle diseases that we are being affected.
Well, prevention is actually a personal decision. One, you have to be disciplined. When you're told, take this, don't take this, do this, don't do this, it's as simple as that. Yeah. So because it is quite unfortunate, you're told, I'm not saying chips is bad. I'm not saying taking chicken every day is bad. I'm not taking red meat is bad. But do it in the right quantity.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. We're glad to have you. Daktari, thank you. All right, now we've come to the end of today's show, but be sure to join us every day from 9:30 to 10 p.m. right here on Champions TV. If you want to ask any question related to lifestyle diseases, all you need to do is call or SMS 0731 369963. We're going to get back to you right here on Medidoc Health Talk Show. We got your back. All right. Now, if you want to visit us, you can come to College House along Koinange Street, opposite University of Nairobi. We are located on 2nd floor. That's where our offices are located, 2nd floor, or you can call the number running below the screen. My name is Veronica Doria. Have a blessed night.